Hi everybody, I'm Laura Jean. Welcome to Laura Jean's Wreath Room. Today I'm making a train. Now, last year I did a train and I did not record it, and people were asking me to do a train. So last year I did this train. I'm gonna try to pick it up. Ugh. It came out so cute, and it's got two other parts to it. But these big giant foam blocks I got from the Tractor Supply store, and you know, not everybody can get them. So I didn't want to do this again. And I did not record that. So today I'm going to do a big train. But before I get started, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It just helps my page or channel grow. And please make sure you share. Thank you so much. So I'm trying to create a big train. We'll see how this goes. So I did use insulation board that you can get from Lowe's. And it's a 4x8 board. It's big, guys. It's a big board. I already cut all this down. I did not cut it on camera. I'm just going to tell you what my measurements are. But that's what the back of the board looks like. And it's just a big 8x4 feet board. Okay, if you don't have a pickup truck, you can just put it on the top of your roof and make sure you go through your windows and on your roof with some kind of strap. So I cut it down, and that piece, this is the bottom of the train. It's got hair all over it. This piece right here is 33 by 20 inches. Okay. Then I cut, and I primed all these already. You can, normally I would just use white paint, but I had house primer called Gripper that I used on my walls. And so I just used my primer that I use on walls with a big paintbrush, and I just painted all these. Now I did buy primer in the spray can, and I didn't like it. It was not covering up those lettering, and it was kind of bubbling my insulation board, and I didn't like how the paint was bubbling, so I just went ahead with regular primer. If you don't have primer, you can just use regular white paint, okay? But you do want to go over these because the back has writing, and we're doing red. Now again, you can do your train whatever color. I'm making mine red. Red's going to take multiple coats, so I definitely wanted to prime these. But I have two boards here, and these boards are 33 by 20. So they're 20 inches wide, 33 inches tall. And I cut out a window. And then, if you can see right here, on the top of this piece, I took a sandpaper, and I just kept sanding it so it had that angle, but you can just cut yours straight. If you cut yours straight, you're probably going to be at 32 inches. But I just angled mine. I cut it 33, and then I just angled that. Okay, so two of those, the same size, 33 by 20. And then I have two of these boards, and these ones are 36 by 18. So you're going to have two at 36 by 18 and then two at 33 by 20. Now, on the 18, I gave it a curve because I wanted the roof of the train to have a curve. You could do your straight. Trying to curve these, I found in my husband's garage. He has a giant, like, you know, Sunoco, or it's a huge metal sign. So I just put that on the top to get that rounded part. I searched the house for like big platters, but this was too wide, and I found his sign because I suck at trying to do a even circle on the top. So that's how I got my circle. But again, if you can't, you can do them straight. You don't have to have it curved. And for the windows, I have giant drawing paper. Thank you, Kara. Kara left that here when she stayed with me. So I just traced out like the shape I wanted, and at first I was doing a very large window, and I went, I think, with, let me look. And again, I just took a big dish, a serving platter, to get that round shape. That one's too big. I used the medium one. And always start smaller if you're not sure of your window, because this is the second time I've cut these boards down. I had to go buy another whole sheet, and I actually had this all together. but it was too big, so I tried cutting it something off the sides, an inch off each side. Then the windows looked huge. It just did not look right to me, so I scraped it all and went and bought a new 8x4 inch board and started over. So I just took like one of my serving platters that are round and got the round shape, and then I took a pencil and went down to make a straight line to the size of the window I wanted. Okay, you just got to figure it out. Again, if you're gonna have a problem doing that, just do a square. Okay, squares are much easier to try to get that rounded perfect shape. But you want to make sure you got the same amount, evenness, make sure it's in the middle. I wanted to leave some extra room at the top. You know, center your window appropriately. And I'm going to attach this right now. And then you're going to have to, again, prime all these. Both the sides and the front. The front and the back. Not the sides, the front and the back. And I'm going to hot glue all this together. But for now, I'm not going to do that on camera. It's going to take too long. So I'm just showing you how I built the body of the train first. So I'm just going to take these and attach it to this board just so I can stand them up with some, and make sure, even though you're priming it, make sure that the writing part, because you can still see it a little bit. And again, I'm going to have multiple coats of red on this, so you won't see it at all. But I always make sure that the printed side is on the inside of the train, facing the inside. So I'm going to set this down, and I'm going to take one of the sides, and I'm going to pin it. And I got to remember. So the side actually comes right to the back, okay? Right on the back. I'm not putting this on the side. I'm putting it into the back. And that's how, that way, all the way around, it's 20 inches. That's why we did 2 at 18. So by the time I added this inch in, it would be 20 inches width all the way around the train. I hope I'm explaining this right. It's been a while since I've recorded. I have not recorded anything since before last Christmas. I made things at Christmas and I did not record them. So again, people have been asking me to do a train. And I thought, let's go large. Let's do a big train. And this is for my own home at Christmas time. I love decorating at Christmas. I'm sorry, I love making things at Christmas. I really don't enjoy putting all my stuff up, though. It takes me forever. All right, so let me put this side on. Oops. And again, I'm just holding this down with some toothpicks. Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. He barks at everything all day long. Like, I'll literally open the front door up just to show him there's nothing there. Like, what are you barking at? And he's got, you know, he's a big dog. He's got that big dog bark. It's so annoying. All day. I just want to get one of those shock things and shock him just to shut him up. But I won't, because he's my baby. But sometimes I think about it. All right. And make sure that the curved angle is, you know, on the outside. And I gotta move this over a little. Oh, outside. So again, I'm just gonna pin this. Well, toothpick it. Oh, it's getting hot in here. Okay. That's right, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. I can't push it in. What can I bang it with? I need something to bang it with. Okay. So, I'm going to put this, I'm going to lift it up and make sure it's all the way to the back. And even with the sides. Why does that board look so much bigger? That board needs to be cut down. What did I do wrong? Hold on. That was all on there and fit perfectly. What did I do wrong? That's the front. I might have to cut that down. No, that's 22 inches. That's 18. Huh? That's not the same width all the way around. Oh, okay. I did it wrong. Okay, never mind. These go, remember I said these go on the inside? They go on the outside. Son of a gun. I'm like, it's got to be 20 inches all the way around. I thought they went on the inside, but they don't. Because I wanted the sides not to have, anyways. That goes on the inside. My bad. I'm like, that is not right. Should have checked that before I did all these pens. Toothpicks, whatever. And I should edit this part, but I won't. Why is that not fitting it? I started this forever ago, guys. This train is going to take time to make. This isn't something that you're just going to make in a day or two. It takes time. I'm going to make a new hole. Don't worry, I'll be filling in all these holes. That's why I wanted to show you this part, because I need to get to the next part. These toothpicks are boogers, man. They don't want to go in. I don't. They're boogers. Sorry about that. I told you the wrong way the first time. Alright. Now it should be 20 inches on all sides. God, I'm out of breath. It's been a long time. 20 inches. 20 inches. Okay. So you just want to make sure it's 20 inches on all sides. All right, so we have this space. We're going to make sure we put that. I was like, why is that not fitting? I know this fits. I just took it apart to show the video. All right. Then, again, this will all be glued down. But before we glue that, we're going to do something else. Now, I wanted this kind of off the floor. And I should have did that first. But I just took some boards that are probably that length. I didn't measure this. Should be, what, 33 inches? 33 inches. And this is only 5 inches tall. I might go taller. I'm not sure. I might want my train to sit up a little higher. But for now, you're going to got 2 of the boards, the same length of your train. And then you're going to take another board for the front. So what was the width? I didn't go all the way across. God, the hair from these animals is so annoying. Booker, I could vacuum this whole house and he literally walks by and hair just clings to everything. He sheds so bad, I can't take it. So anyways, you're just making like a little box. You know, put the ends on like this. I'll glue this all down. And then this bottom piece will go on top of that so it sits up higher. I can't remember. Yeah, they go on the inside. Here, I'll try to set it on it now. I'm gonna have to attach toothpicks to that though, because it'll fall. But I'm thinking I might want to bring it up higher. I'm still figuring it out though. But for now, you know, if you don't want your train that high, just do the height you want it. But I wanted it off the floor. Just gonna do one on each side for now. I have a big, like, stuffed Santa. He usually sits on the chair. I have a Santa Claus room. And I'm gonna have him sitting inside the train. It's gonna be so cute. And again, you can do your train, you can do it gingerbread themed, you know, whatever your colors are or what you like, whimsical. Ugh. All right. So I'm just gonna pick this up real quick, I think. Oh, don't break. Don't break. Ugh. Set it on here. And move it over so you can see it. All right, so it's kind of got a base, but I might bring mine up higher. But the next thing we're gonna do is I took just Dollar Tree foam board. Sorry, I'm gonna get in your way for a second. Dollar Tree foam board. And I took the foam board and I just kind of kept rolling it. You want to really make it bendable. Because again, I want my roof to have that curve. And we're gonna go over this with this foam roll. You can buy these foam rolls from Hobby Lobby, Amazon. This one's a thicker one. I'll do a thin one. But I'll end up gluing that to the top of my Dollar Tree foam board. And we'll glue it right down on the roof. Now, I might adjust the size of this. I'm really trying to get it all in camera for you. This isn't even on here. I'm gonna go beat this dog when I get off here. No, I'm just playing. So the front, we have like the round drum part. So again, I just took the insulation board because you guys, I did use over one board. The boards are 32 something. It comes to like $35 with tax. I did buy a board, but the first train I made, I just made out of scrap pieces I had because I buy a lot of these boards. So I have tons of scrap pieces. But like I said, I did the windows way too big, so I just wasn't happy with it. So I took the whole thing apart, went to the store and bought a new board, and here we are. But, so I cut 2 circles out. And let me see how big my circle is. This is like almost 18 inches all the way around. And again, I took a big serving platter to get that perfect round because I suck if I just try to eyeball a circle. So I have a giant serving platter, and that's how I got my circle shape. So I cut 2 out. You can see there's one on each end. And then I just took a cardboard box. I cut it down, and I wrapped it around. Again, bend it like you did the foam board. Cardboard. And you can make this whole train, by the way, with cardboard. But I wanted mine to last through the years, so I wanted something thick. So again, one in each end. I taped it off, but I'll hot glue this all in. And then once I glue it, this one's really thick. This isn't the one I'll be using, but you're just gonna take your foam board and go around it, cut it, and glue it all on there, okay? And again, I'm not gonna show, I can just explain this part. This train's gonna be a while and a lot of videos that I'm gonna have to put together. So that's gonna be the front right here. Oh, it fell out. It's such a booger to get in. Oh, that one just went right in. Okay. That's gonna go right there. Now I didn't want this, you can make this longer, shorter, it's up to you. I wanted mine kind of short and chunky, so I didn't make it as long. But then I was like, I don't like the front, it needs something. So I took another foam board. And by the way, when you cut out the bottom board that this all sat on, you could just make it that long and then curve it. But I didn't think of that until I got it done. And I was like, it's still missing something. Where's that piece? I'm trying to find it. So I cut down a circle shape. And we're going to attach this to the front. So that's going to go there. And I don't know if I'm going to angle it down. We're not at the decorating part. I'm just trying to show you how I'm building the structure first. And I got my camera this way because if I turned it sideways, it wasn't tall enough. And I still think I need to back up more, because you're not getting the whole thing in. And then my tires, I'm not sure what I want to do either. So you're going to need 2 small tires. Now I have these ones I cut out. What a booger that is to do and make them even looking. And again, I just kind of did a certain width. This one is, actually let's just do the big one first. So I did the big one, and I just took my pencil, I laid down my circle after I cut it out, about 5 inches. So I went 5 inches, 5 inches, and then the bottom I did at 2 inches. So I marked 2 inches here, and then I just angled them down. Then I made the template. And when I did the template, I want to show you this real quick. No, but I don't know. Oh shoot, where'd they go? I did 2 different ones. Is it that one? Yeah. Okay, so here's my tire. Actually, where's the straight board? Or one without the holes. So when you do it, and I messed this one up, you can see my lines, but I messed it up. You're gonna do a 1-inch border. So I took another plate and I left like a, I don't know if you can see, I can't, all right, see how I did the 1 inch? You're gonna go around and make a circle and leave a 1-inch trim around that with your pencil. Then I took, I tried to make a template. I don't have a drop box or anything for these, so you're just gonna have to do this on your own. Right where your line is for your trim piece, then I made another circle, and I just used my glue jar. Like I just found something that was about the big as I wanted and found my middle, drew a big circle. So my circle is this big. And then I drew out that, and then because I lined it up again so it's perfectly going around. Hold on. I got to draw this for you because you can't see it. It's hard to do when I'm not at my table. Let me get something darker. I don't know if you're going to see the pencil lines. All right. I wish I had a table. Okay. It's hard to do when you're standing up. So you got your 1-inch border. Then I drew out, let me draw out my circle. And again, it's not the best circle because, so I have my circle in the middle. Then I go ahead and trace this out. I'm just going to go down the one side for now. So I know that one ends there, but I wanted a space in between that wasn't as big. So you have to come back and line up. Remember you did the 1-inch border? Let me draw that out so you can see it. So we have the 1-inch border. Here's my line. So you want to make sure you're back around that circle line. Line it up good. Now here's where my other one ended, so I don't want to be that far away. But I wanted to leave a smaller one in there. So you got to line it up perfectly with the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and make that line. So I have a smaller one. Hold on, I gotta draw the other line down because I didn't do that. Now you need a visual. Oh, that went this way. And guys, when I get to the table, when we get into decorating it, I'll show you this up closer. All right, so you have like a wide one, then a smaller one. Then again, you go back to your circle, do the regular one. Then you're just leaving a little one in between. But you want to make sure you're rounded, following that roundness around, or you're going to end up uneven on the other side. And I'm going to tell you this one, again, these tires, the front tires are 18 inches round. And the top of this is 4.5 inches, and the bottom part is 1.5. So it's 4.5 on the top and then goes to 1.5 on the bottom. All right. So, and again, I don't know if I want to do the cutout because I really want to. I want it to be like a wider tire. They do have the 2-inch board. The 2-inch board is $60. I did not want to spend $60. And I could glue 2 of these together. But then I got to cut that. To cut 4 of them out was a pain in the butt. So I'm not sure if I want to do the cutout. But one's going to go here. And then I have a smaller one. And then again, one on each side. That's going to go down here. But also that board on the bottom that's raising it up, I might push that in further and have pipes going along the bottom. I'm not that far. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I just wanted, before I get too far, I needed to show you what I've done so far, because that's the problem what happened with the other train I did last year, is I started prepping everything and I got too far. It was too late to show you and I just didn't record it. So I was like, Lord, let's not do that again. So this is the base of my train so far. So I wanted to show you how I created it and what some of the measurements were. But I might do solid tires. And again, we're not at the decorating part. Where is my big peppermint? I got off Amazon. They're like cork on one side, peppermint on the other. I think they came in a 12-pack. I used to lay them on the floor when I did the Candyland theme. But I might put these in the center of the wheels because I have a lot of peppermint going through my house. So I might do that because the cutouts look cool, but they're such a pain. I haven't decided. You can do your tires, or, you know, if you don't want to cut them out, draw the lines and just paint it. It's a painting. I would probably paint. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the tires. But the front tire, or the back tires, are 18 inches. And the front little ones, and again, I just drew them. I might even go a little bigger with the smaller one. It's 12 inches all the way around. So I have 2 18 inches and 2 12 inches. I honestly was almost going to go bigger with that one. I'm not sure. That's what I got so far. All right, so I showed you all the base so far. So now I want to show you. You're going to see, again, let me pull this off. And I'll hot glue everything together. I'm going to go ahead. I don't want to do that on camera. It's going to be a pain in the butt. So I'm just going to glue everything off camera. But again, I wanted to show you the base. But I also want to show you that you're going to have, once it's all glued, I'm going to glue everything. I'm going to take it outside and sand it with my electric little mouse sander. But you can see the seams where the two pieces come together. I don't want you to see seams. I want it to look like one piece. So I'm going to come in either with... Hold on. I'm going to come in. I got crap all over this room. I swear it's crazy. Crazy in here. I'm going to come in with a Gorilla Construction adhesive. And it's clear. I've had this for a couple of years. It actually looks like it's yellowing. This dries clear. And it's an adhesive. It's glue. So I might just fill it in with that. You're going to need the caulk gun, okay? Look at mine. It's a hot mess. Or I might just go in with the window and door clear silicone caulk. Either one will be fine. But again, you're going to need a caulk gun. I'm going to fill all that in. Once it's dry, I'm going to sand it and fill it again. You're probably going to have to fill this a few times. So we don't see any seams. I'm going to do that all the way around. Then I'm going to sand the crap out of it. And then I'm going to paint it red. I did buy a red, apple red. They had fire engine, but it was out. So I just grabbed apple. I'm going to test a piece first to see how it comes out on here once I primed it. You definitely make sure you prime it first. But I don't want it to bubble up. So I'm going to test a different scrap piece I have with the primer on it, let it dry, and then try the paint. Because I've used spray paint on this before, not this train, but on the installation board. And it bubbled it. It looked like crap. So I might have to hand paint this. Because I'm not going to go all through that to have my paint look like crap. But that's where we are. That's how I built the structure. Again, I'm going to fill in all the seams. I'm going to sand it, fill it again until it looks like there's no seams. And then I'll spray paint or paint this all red. And then we'll be back for the next part. All right, guys? All right. I hope y'all followed that. If you don't, if you have any questions, just let me know. All right. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I know it's done, but I'm going to show you how I did everything. To me, it was easier to show you after I finish because, again, I'm creating as I'm going and I'm trying to figure it all out. And I had to keep running back and forth to my craft table, and it was a lot. It's not like I can pick this giant thing up and put it on my craft table. So I decided to go ahead and do it, and honestly, most of this is painting. I did hand paint this. It took me 4 coats of red and 3 coats of white. So that's why it took me so long. I decided not to spray paint. Now, if you're going to spray paint this, you want, like I said, that foam insulation board does bubble when you use spray paint. So make sure you prime it with white paint or house primer. And then you can spray paint it. But I decided to hand paint it, and that's what took me forever. But I want to walk you through some things that I did, and then I'm going to bring you over to the table and show you other things. So for the white around the windows, hi Santa, all that is this insulation pipe that you can get from Lowe's. It's like a long black, it's almost like pool noodles. You can also use the thin pool noodles. But I already had this, and like I said, everything I did to this train, I tried to use things I already had. I did not want to go out and buy things for this. So that's what this is. And those aren't even glued on. I literally, this has a seam in the back. You're just going to follow that seam and cut it down. And then I opened it up and went around the window. And then I painted it white 3 coats. This bottom piece is just a piece of the insulation board that I cut down, I think 1 inch. So it's the insulation board. And I put that under because I originally was trying to do the foam, you know, the insulation pipe stuff all the way around, but it just didn't look right on the corners. So I cut it at the ends, and then I put this, again, I think that's maybe a 2-inch piece underneath it, and I painted it white, and I hot glued everything. So when I left off, I showed you guys what it was going to look like. And you know, I toothpicked it all together, and then after I got off, I went ahead and hot glued everything, and then I did my seams with the caulk, and I did use the caulk. I'll show you that in a minute. And I sanded it, and that takes like a day to dry. And then I sanded it all down, and then did it again, waited another day, sanded it all down, because I didn't want you to see the seam. And I think I did pretty good at hiding that seam. Now it looks like one piece. Then I decided this is just foam, the foam sheet. You know, the rolls of foam. I don't have one next to me, or I would show you. I'm trying, oh, I do, hold on. I'm trying not to walk around too much because I don't want to make you dizzy. You know, the foam roll that you can buy. And again, I'll have descriptions and everything in my descriptions. Right below the video, you'll see the name of the title, and then you'll see in small print, it says see more. A lot of people don't know that. You have to click see more to see the descriptions, okay? That will have all my links to everything I used. But I did take, so I did a 1-inch strip, and I just glued that all down the sides, right on the top. This is, remember we did the Dollar Tree foam board that you got to bend and roll. And then I went over it again with the foam roll, and then I painted it 4 coats. Then I added on the 1-inch strip, and then I did a little trim, this little red and white, that's ribbon, and I just cut off right here. I just followed it right straight up till you got a piece of thin, and then I glued that on. So I glued it all around. And then I went down the front right here because I could see the foam board. It's crooked as shit, but whatever. I did it right there. I did it right here. And then I think that's all I did. Then I took Dollar Tree candy canes and I glued them down. Now, the straight part was not long enough. I'm going to show you how I bent those to be straight. So I did that around the caboose. Now, originally, guys, I was just going to show you the train, but I had so much left over. I have so much of this insulation scrap pieces. I had enough to do a little caboose. My daughter's like, you need to do 3 more. I was like, hell no. This took forever, hand painting it. And then I just filled up empty boxes, or I took empty boxes and wrapped them up like Santa's presents. This is Santa's train. So you're going to need 2 full boards. I don't know if you're going to have enough to do that with, honestly, because I use scraps, but you're definitely going to need 2 for the train. If you have leftover, go ahead and make that. I'll give you all the dimensions. It's just a square box, same way we built this, okay? I'm going to show you how I made the tires, those little pieces that attach the tires. I'm going to show you how to bend the plastic candy canes. That's just a Dollar Tree round box. Those aren't even attached. They're just stuck in there with a dowel. That little piece is a piece of a toilet paper roll. Again, that I wrapped in the white foam roll. Painted it red and then did some trim around that. And I'll show you the trim I used in a minute. Now, on the front, remember when I was showing you guys when I cut that bottom board, because again, I was trying to figure out the train, I had to add that piece on. Now remember, cut yours longer so you don't have to add that piece. I stuck dowels in, pushed it against it. Then I did a candy cane where that seam was because I did not use the caulk on that. I forgot. And at that stage, I was like, I'm just going to add the candy cane there. But underneath it, because it wasn't one board, I wanted it to have more support. So all I did was take half a cake form and cut it in half. And it still wasn't tall enough, so I added 2 Dollar Tree discs to the top of that. And then I cut it down and I painted it red. It's underneath there, supporting that piece. And I glued that all in, just to help support that piece. I didn't trust just the dowels. So I did do that. And I also didn't tell you, when I cut my insulation board, I used a razor blade. I just used one of these to cut all my boards. But you can use a hot knife or your little wire. My wire thing was broke. Normally I burn all my styrofoam with this, but it's broke. Or you could use a big hot knife. I'm not good at that hot knife. I haven't used it enough, so I didn't want it all to be crooked. But you're going to sand the crap out of this. You're going to sand, prime, sand, and then do your caulk, sand. This takes a minute. And then, like I said, I did 4 coats of paint. This front piece, I wanted to have it come out more. Now, originally, I was going to spray foam it all and sand it down, but then I would have had to cover that with clay, and I didn't want to. And I was trying to find these, and I could not find my Dollar Tree bowls until I was done. And actually, the cable man found it when he was here in one of the cabinets he was working in. But I was originally going to put this here and paint it red. So, but again, I couldn't find those. So I took, and a lot of this I feel like I can just explain. I took, Dollar Tree's got these pretty containers. I took the larger container. I painted it, just the lid, all red. And that's what this is right here. And then I showed you that big peppermint I had. I glued that to the front. And the peppermint has like black on the sides. So I just took some trim and I glued that down right there. And I glued it right here. This is just Ornament, comes in 2 from Hobby Lobby, and I'll show you that in a second. And I painted the inside red, and then I stuck a Dollar Tree disc in there because I just didn't want the, excuse me, the glue just to be around the trim. So after it dried, I stuck a Dollar Tree, you know, the round Dollar Tree disc in there to help support that with the glue. And I hot glued it all on. So that's pretty simple. A round lid top. I stuck the peppermint, and then we put the round half ornament on. All right, so I'm going to show you how I did the tire, how I did that. This is yellowing. As soon as I went over it with my gloss, it yellowed. A lot of these tires did. I actually had to sand down the white and paint them again. And this needs to be done again, but I'm over it. Also, that pipe insulation, I did do, you can see it underneath right there. Back here, I did put that there. You really don't see it, so you don't have to do that. You do not want to put hot glue on this, though. That's why I didn't glue these. And honestly, I don't need to. They stay. But down there, I just stuck toothpicks underneath it up into the box to hold them in. That's all that's holding that is toothpicks. Because that stuff will melt. All right, so I'm going to walk you over to the table, and we're going to get started on... And this side's not finished because I still have to do the 2 tires. So I think I'm trying not to make you dizzy, guys. I'm really trying. There's one of the tires. Let me just set you up on my camera. And plug in. Oh no, can I turn around? Can I turn around? Is that for a picture? What? I can't turn around? How do I turn around? It's not letting me turn around. I can't turn it around. No. I didn't want this to be multiple videos. A lot of times when I go to put these videos together in workshop, if it's not long enough, it will not let me do it. Oh, I'll be so mad. Why can't I turn this around? You can't turn around when you're recording? Oh, I didn't know that. I haven't recorded in like 8 months. It's been a while. All right. Oh, I'm going to have to stop this and start again. Son of a gun, I hope this video goes up in workshop. I'll be so mad. All right. And then I had a giant Santa, and I shoved him in there. Isn't he cute? All right. Oh, man. I need to... All right. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I can't believe it wouldn't let me turn around. I don't remember it doing that. Not that I've ever tried to. All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you is the foam strip. Like I said, you got those 1-inch pieces that go around that big round 2-part in the front of the train. That's a very long piece. I need to move my glue gun somewhere. Louie, can you please just go lay down, buddy? So I just take my foam roll. You guys, when you're cutting those big insulation boards, what did I say? That some of them are 33 inches high. If you don't have a T-square, did I show you the T-square? I think so. That's a sheet for sheetrock. That's what I use to make my lines straight when I'm cutting those long pieces, because I use the foam insulation a lot. You're gonna just have to mark it with your ruler. Just mark it as the length it is. Mark it with your pencil, move down a little, mark it with your pencil, move down a little, mark it with your pencil. Then take your ruler and go follow that line, move your ruler down, follow the line. Okay, you don't need the giant T-square. You can use just a little ruler. But you're going to have to mark it all the way down and then follow the line and keep going with your ruler. So I'm just going to take this piece because we did that 1 inch on the tires around that tube and the top roof, okay? It's all 1 inch long. And this is long, so you're just going to line it up on your mat that's got your measurements on it. I come up to the 2-inch line. I straighten it all out. This is a quick quilting ruler I got from Hobby Lobby. I use this a lot. But again, you could use just your ruler and mark it all the way down. And actually, oh, the ruler, I was like, I wish this was only 1 inch thick, but it's not. It's 1.5. You could do 1.5 and just follow your ruler. Line it up. Make the line, line it up, make the line. You could just use your 1.5 inch ruler, but I did 1 inch. Because I didn't think of that. But, oh, I just seen something run across the yard. So I just line it up. I follow my, now this is longer than my mat. So I can't see my lines down on this side. So I'm going to get my head in your way for a second. Yes, you guys, I dyed my hair brunette color because as much as I'm a blonde and been a blonde all my life, my menopause killed my hair. I lost all my bangs, and it just was so brittle and dry. I couldn't leave it blonde. I'm trying to get it back healthy again so I can be blonde again someday. We'll see. But anyways, so I take my ruler. So I'm at 1 inch up here. And then I take my ruler to make sure that that's at 1 inch down here. We want to be, I'm going to move that up a little. That looks good. I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to mark my line. Just like that. Then I go ahead. I'm going to roll this up and pull it out of my way. Line that back. Yeah. I'm like, wait, what did I do? Line this back up to my 1 inch line. I'm going to line my quilting ruler where I left off with the pencil. Again, get your ruler to make sure this end, because again, my ruler doesn't go all the way down to the bottom. That's the wrong one. Move that down to 1 inch. And then I just follow my pencil line from here. Up just a tiny. Follow it all the way down. Roll that back up. Oh, don't knock nothing over. Line it back up. So like I said, most of this was painting it. Oh my God, that took me forever. But I really just wanted to hand paint it. Again, I used, and I'm going to show you in a second, 1 inch. All right. So I got that all marked down to 1 inch. You're okay, Lou. Then I just take my scissors and follow that line. Now, do you see how boring this is to watch me? Could you imagine watching me do 4 coats of paint for days? Because most of this was just painting. I tried to use things I had. Like I said, I did not want to run to the store and buy things for this. Originally, I cut the train down with foam board I had, but I messed it up. It was just too big. I didn't like how big it was. And then I tried to cut the sides down, which made the windows look gigantic. So I did go out and buy another piece of foam board. And then I used the scraps from that first train to continue the train in the little caboose part. But you definitely are going to need 2 boards. There's not really much to show you. You cut your foam strip, you did your windows with the pipe insulation stuff there that looks like pool noodle. You're gonna prime and paint everything. You have to prime and paint everything. And if you don't have primer, just use white paint. But you definitely have to white first, then do the red. And I used 6 bottles of the 16 ounce from Hobby Lobby of red paint. 6. And then you're gonna need 1 bottle of white. Again, Hobby Lobby. 6 bottles, 1 bottle. Red took 4 coats, white took 3. All right, so this is for the tire. Oh, I needed a piece of paper. All right, so let's get, oh, I forgot to bring it over. Let me grab it. All right, so I already did the 4 coats of red onto the, this is the tire. It looks like a big lollipop. You can make big lollipops. You do need a bigger doll, though. So the first thing I'm going to do, again, 4 coats of red, and I primed it. And then I just took a plate, because I want to make a, and I just eyeball this, guys. I don't measure. I just eyeballed. And, you know, try to get it in the center. Go ahead and mark. Put your pencil around the plate. You just want to make sure you got a little lip, okay? So make sure your plate's not too big. And I don't know if you can see the pencil mark. Maybe I should turn this light on. I don't know if that's, no, I don't like that. I don't know. I don't know, it looks dark on camera. I cut templates. This was for the large wheel. This is a small wheel. This was for the large one, and I told you in the beginning how much I cut that tire down. I think it was 18 inches. I can't remember. I didn't go back and watch. And this is for the small one. Okay, this one took me 3 tires before I got it right. Ugh. So let's measure so I can show you how to cut yours. The big train tire, you're going to need 2 of those. Oh, also, guys, in the beginning, I only had, these are 1-inch boards. I wanted mine fatter, my tire. So I did cut 2 down and glue them together to get this width. If you don't do 2, it's just going to be that, your tire's going to be that wide. But I wanted mine wider. And also, when you cut your windows, hold on. When you cut your windows out, you're going to have, this was from the first train window. Look how big that the window was. But this was the size of my window now. Do you see the difference? That's why I started over. But you're going to have this leftover window piece. And it is big enough to cut the small tire with, okay? So once you cut your window out, you're going to have that piece. You can use that piece for your small tires, okay? You're going to try to use as much of that as you can. But, all right, let's focus. This one, I forgot what I said it was, is 4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and take my paper and I'm going to mark 4 inches. Just going to go make a line to 4 inches. The bottom of this is, it's like 1.5 inches and then 2 lines. I don't know what that is. So after your half line, 2 lines over, okay? And I'm just going to use this for now because, but you just, that's not even straight. So you're making your 1.5 inches and 2 lines over. Then you're just going to go from that corner at the top to the bottom and follow that down. Do the same thing on the other side. And they're not even going to be that wide once you get this on there. So there's your one template. Let me cut that out real quick. Because our tops are rounded and this is a straight cut. Whoa. Now, this took me almost 10 days, but again, I hand painted everything. 4 coats. I had to sand, prime, paint, and I'm figuring out how to make this. This is a train I seen on Pinterest, by the way, that I fell in love with last year and just never had the time to make, and that's why I did it. And I did do a train last year, and people were upset that I didn't record it, so, and I promised them I would do a train, and that's why we're doing the train. Plus, I wanted to make this train, so. So you're just going to take where you just did that round part, line up, just line it up, and then I just follow those little lines right here. That got crooked. Just try to follow the lines, and then go ahead and cut that. Okay, you're going to do the same thing with the small piece. I'll give you those measurements. But that's how you make your template. This is the big one, and go ahead and write big so you know which, I mean, they're different sizes, but train, big tire. The small one, and again, you're just going to do the same thing. The small one is 2.5 inches, so mark 2.5 inches, and then the bottom is literally 1/4 inch. So you're just going to do the same thing and get your template. All right. Then I took, what did I use? What did I use? I'm trying to remember how big those small. I think it was small. You're going to make a circle in the middle. For the big train, I used, you know, I don't remember. I got to go look. Hold on. Where's my color? Which one did I use on this one? No. This one. So this, I use these. I think these you can get at Hobby Lobby. I used the second smallest one, and then the next size up was the big train, the big tire, okay? Circles. So, oops, I'm just gonna, and this part I did measure. I just took my ruler. I kind of put it where I think the middle is. This is at 4.5. This one's 4.5. That one is 4 and 2 lines. 4.5 and 2 lines. This has got to be moved this way. Hold on, I can't see. I'm a little blind. That's 4.5. And that, oh, I can't see the half. That's 4.5. That's right below 4.5. That's right at 4.5. I'm going to move that up just a bit. I'm going to say that's my center. You're just going to try to make that in the center. Okay? Mark it with your circle or your pencil. Mark it with your circle. I was like, oh, I am recording. Oh my God, I thought I forgot to hit record. All right, I've been recording it forever. Okay. Now, all I do is I take my small template. I line it up, that circle rounded, and it's a little bit rounded up there. I line that up, and I go ahead and take my ruler and make these lines. Right to the circle part. It's okay if you go over because that circle is going to be covered with something else anyways. Hold this piece of paper, otherwise it's going to move on you. Take your ruler to the other side, mark your line. Try not to push so hard because you do, even after painting these, you still do see the lines. Then I went 1 inch over. I leave a space in between where I just made. So I'm going to take my ruler right where that last corner line ends, and I go 1 inch over. I'm just going to put a little dot there so I know where to put my paper next for the next big one. Line up your rounded part, bring it down, and then go ahead and make that line. Just like that. Then do this side. And then again, so you got a big, a small, a big, then you're gonna leave a 1 inch again. You're gonna go ahead and mark. I gotta look, guys, I'm so freaking blind. 1 inch. So I got the 1 inch. I'm gonna take my piece of paper and line that up. Make sure my top is a little, sometimes you do have to adjust these just a tiny bit. As you're going around, you'll be able to see. Okay, mark that down. Go ahead and do the other side before you pick that up. Make sure you're holding that paper still. Mark it down. And then again, you're going to do a 1-inch line. Right there. I line up my paper. Now, on the Pinterest train that I seen, and mine's pretty similar, it's almost to it the same, but you know, mine's got a lot of peppermint detail to it. Shit, I forgot what I was just gonna say. I just glitched. I glitched. Oh, what was I gonna say? I completely don't remember what I was gonna say. It happens a lot. 1 inch. Oh, okay, no. On their tire, they didn't do this all the way around. Actually, theirs was a cutout, and I showed you that in the beginning. Let me grab that real quick. They did cutouts, and this originally I was only going to do the tire with one. Remember, I ended up gluing two together, so you can see the difference in thickness. Okay. If you only use one, your strip of that white is going to have to be like a quarter, half inch maybe, a half inch around this. But I wanted fat tires. But on theirs, they left a solid part, okay? And theirs was cut out. That would have took forever, and I just didn't like, I couldn't get in there and sand it. It would have took forever, and I just got over it. But they left a solid piece. So if you're not getting them even all the way around, just leave a solid piece. And then they had this, you know, connected in there. So you don't have to do it all the way around. But I decided I wanted it to go all the way around. So I did do my tires. Oh, shit, I just dropped my glue gun. Oh, hold on. I got stuff everywhere. This room was trash trying to make that train. You should have seen it. It was crazy. It's crazy how messy rooms get when you're crafting. All right, let's just throw that. All right. Oh, I marked it. I marked my 1 inch. So again, I'm following the roundness. Like I said, sometimes you might have to adjust that. Just look at it and make sure that you're even. Down. And I'm not going to paint this whole thing because that white's going to take me 3 coats. I have to blow dry in between. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just trying to show you how. And I do have to finish this, but I'll finish it off camera. Because it takes a while. It took me an hour to do each freaking tire. I was like, am I really this slow? And it doesn't matter. See how my bottom, I had you guys cut at a certain length, but it's wider. Don't worry about that. Just make sure you're following the top roundness, okay? That's all you got to do. And I got to pull that over just a bit. We're just trying to make it, those white spokes or whatever they are, like even all the way around. Again, you're going to mark 1 inch. That's a centimeter. 1 inch. Line it up. God, I'm telling you. My eyes are just getting shittier and shittier. And my arthritis. Ooh, I got arthritis in my shoulder. I had to go to the doctors because I could not lift my left arm up. I could not get it, like, raise my arm. I could not do it. And if I moved certain ways, oh, the pain was crazy. So I went to the my doctor, and they said I had frozen shoulder syndrome, but they did x-rays and stuff, and I guess it's arthritis. And in my hands, it's been getting so bad. Like, if I'm in here crafting too long, and honestly, I haven't crafted in months. This was my first project since last Christmas. in last Christmas projects I did not record. But yeah, especially right here, this little bone thing will just grow and ache, and I want to take a hammer and smash it. I'm like, when I first started crafting, people would be like, oh, I wish I could do that, but I can't, I have arthritis. Now see, I'm starting to go off my roundness on top, but I'm trying to stay even with the rest of the little, so, you know, sometimes you have to adjust them. You know, would say they couldn't craft anymore because they had arthritis, and I just thought, oh, that sucks. Well, now I get it. Like, I didn't get it. I didn't have that problem. You know, I'm losing my hair. I got arthritis. Like, everything's just going down. I hit 50, menopause hit, and everything went downhill. Oh, man. But, you know, as much as I complain about that, you should be blessed that you even get to grow old, so. Okay, see? I feel like I didn't line up again. I did this already on the other one. Why is this not lining up? Alright, I'm just gonna... Alright, see, I got two big ones. I'm gonna have to squeeze the little one in here. And that's okay. Oh, it lines up. That one goes a little fatter. Let's move that over. The last one, you just gotta adjust a little. But the big tire, I literally just cut a piece and it worked. This little tire, oh my God, like I said, I had them at 3 inches and I did 3 tires. And then I just went in, they weren't lining up, but I just went in and figured it out when I started painting it. And then I literally took a 1/2 inch off yesterday of my template and it lined up perfectly. I was like, why? Why didn't you do that the first 3 tires? So you can see the lines. Then you're going to take your white paint, because you already got it red. You're going to take your white paint. Now this, like I said, this part was the tires were the most time consuming out of this whole project. Hand painting all these tires. You're going to want to get a brush that's got that little angled downwards. And then you're going to go in. Now, the big ones are red. The small one is white. And you're going to try to hand paint it and follow your lines as best as you can. And you're going to do this 3 freaking times. Once you get your first coat on, though, it goes a lot quicker. So, steady hand. And if you go over into the red, when you're finished with your white, just go back and touch up with red. Go over the white spots that you might have went out of line with. Like my lines are not, I get shaky and crooked. So I just went out there. But this is why I did not want to do this on camera, because it takes forever to paint these. So you just follow that down. This one's white. This one's white. This one's white. Again, you're going to do 3 coats. Oh, wait. Did I do something wrong? I need another small one right here. I'm just going to add it in there. That'll be white. I don't know how I messed that up. I did, though. See, sometimes they don't line up. They did. I did this one yesterday. It lined up perfectly. I don't know what I did today. But do those all 3 coats all the way down. And then I took the Dollar Tree discs. Let me grab one. I took the Dollar Tree disc. And I took my little circle. And I think it was the small one. Nope. Was it that one? Yep. And then you're just going to cut out a piece. I cut it, you know, push that down in there. I'm not going to do it. But then I picked it up and I took a knife and I cut them in half. I didn't like how thick they were. So after I get my piece out, I took a knife and went straight down and cut it in half. You're going to sand these down. I sanded it with my little, this piece. Look how bad that is. I need new ones. I just sanded the edges, flattened it down more. You're going to paint this red. And that's going to go... I can't believe I couldn't flip the camera. that's gonna, once it's all painted red, you glue it right there in the middle where your circle was. And then I glued on, now I have a bunch of these. I had to go downstairs for all my Christmas stuff to find them. These. They were like on a garland. They had little bows. I ripped the bows off. You know, it's supposed to look like a piece of candy. I ripped the bows off. And I glued those on top. I don't remember where I got these. It was either the Christmas tree shop or Hobby Lobby. If you don't, Christmas tree shop is closed. So if you don't see these at Hobby Lobby, you can just use your little peppermints, because that's what I was doing in the beginning. But then I found I had one in my craft room. I was going through something, and I seen it. I was like, oh, I want those. So I had to go down and find them through my Christmas stuff. And I did, and then I glued those on top. But on these ones, this piece, I just glued the regular the smaller peppermints, Hobby Lobby too. Okay, so that's how, and then once you get this all painted, I know I have another piece over here. I don't know where it is. This isn't it. I know I cut one down. Where did it go? I swear, oh, there it is. You're gonna take your 1-inch piece. Well, I'm not gonna do that right now because I still have to finish this. Pull out your, and this helped. On the back, you guys, I only did 2 coats on the back of the tires. The big ones you don't have to paint. I painted them, and I'm like, dummy, no one's going to see the back because that's completely covered and glued on to the board. The smaller tire in the front, you do see. The back tire, you don't see. So, well, you do a little bit because I spaced it, and I forgot to show you that. On the back tire, I'm gonna have to pick you back up and walk you over there. I don't have to show you, but I just did this so I could keep flipping. Okay, and that was like 3-4 tires in. I was finally like, put a dowel on that. But you're gonna have a hole if you did the dowel, but it doesn't matter because you're gonna go over this whole tire and hot glue it right down the middle, just like that. You're gonna have a little seam. A teeny tiny seam. I just made sure that went on the bottom when I attached to the train, okay? We don't want it up in the air where you see the seam. Make sure it's facing down. And then I sealed the seal. I did a Duragloss, Duraclear and gloss. And like I said, they do look dingy. That white turned out dingy. And so what I did, and I don't know why, I tried the Duragloss, I tried the Mod Podge. Actually, these ones I just sealed in Mod Podge. And they still look dirty. They just look dirty. It's not as white as it was before I sealed them. If they get really bad, because I did a set of 3 tires, and they looked fine to me, and the next morning I came down, and they looked peach, that white. Well, I have a tiny piece of sandpaper. I thought I had it over here, but I don't see it. You're just going to take, this is a 320 piece. I just ripped off a small piece, and I went in there and sanded all the white just to take a little bit of that gloss off, and I went over it again. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know. I've never had that happen. I don't know why it's doing it. But that's how I did the tires, okay? Big ones are the same way, just bigger. And then you got your big template that I gave you the measurements on. This piece, I'm just going to explain this one. Oh, I'm getting a stomachache. I don't know why. All right. Let me just put this back in here. Oh, my stomach just got really upset. On this piece, this is you know, your piece of foam roll. You could use a Dollar Tree board. I just wanted something that was more bendable, so I used the foam board, but you can use a Dollar Tree board to make this also. I was trying to move my stuff. you're going to, I just took, oh, I needed those. To get the round, now you could just round it off. I just put it against to see how long I wanted it to the tires, and I cut it that length. I could have made these a little thinner. I feel like they're a little thick, but this is about 2.5. It's 2.5 inches wide. This is for the back tire to the Caboose. That's why this one's so long. And again, I'll put all my measurements in there, and it's 19 inches long. But I just cut it out 2.5 inches wide. I rounded out the ends. You could use your your round cookie cutters, round it out. I went like that and made the circle, and I rounded it out. Then I took my ruler. I really wanted that white line thinner, but I wasn't trying to make a straight line. I was over it by then. By the time I got to these, I'm like, I just want to finish the train. And I marked it white. Again, paint the red first, 4 coats. Then make the pencil line, round it off the ends. And then I came down with my ruler and made lines. And then I did all that white, and then inside there white. Then again, the Dollar Tree foam disc, I did the small circle, painted it red, and stuck on a peppermint. Okay, I don't feel like I need to show you that. It's pretty, I just explained it. All right, the last thing I'm going to show you before I walk back over to the train, excuse me, is the candy canes. So, and I got to finish this tire. We'll finish it later. The candy canes. I love Dollar Tree's candy canes. My Dollar Tree does not have any Christmas out yet. So I ran to Walmart, and Walmart had these ones. They're way thinner. See the thickness between Dollar Tree and this? But these were a lot easier to bend than these. But these are still bendable. These are the ones I wanted to use. I used these ones on my smaller train from last year. But I went to Walmart, and Walmart had these. So I picked up 16 of these candy canes, and I used all 16 on that train, and the Caboose. If you're not doing the Caboose, you won't need that many, but I honestly don't know how many you're going to need. You're going to need at least 4 if you're only doing the train. And, you know, you hide that. I did that one seam in the front because I didn't think of it until after I cut all my pieces. But anyway, we need to bend this so it's straight. So you're going to need a heat gun. I've never tried this with a blow dryer. You know what? I'll let you know in descriptions if it works with a blow dryer. I don't know if a blow dryer will get hot enough. It probably would. It's just going to take you a little longer to bend them. But you're going to take your heat gun, and it's going to be a minute. Right where it starts to curve is where I'm going to start warming this up. You do not want to overwarm it. You can melt it. It is plastic. And I just go back and forth. And actually, I'm gonna stand it up so you can see it fall. You're gonna need a lot of patience. If you're gonna hand paint this, and trust me, I am not a patient person. Like, once I start painting, like, I could not wait to get to the decorating part. Most of this took me was painting. And the tires, and melting the candy cane. But everything else went pretty quick. And before you paint all your boards, the inside of them first, because I did not. I glued everything together, and then I had to reach in there to hand paint it all. I was like, Laura, why are you so stupid? I got excited and ahead of myself. What's the problem? It's starting to bend. Careful, because you can break these. I broke the first one. I'm going to bend it down. I'm going to go ahead and push on that. This is hot. I got a little bump right there, so I'm going to try to fix that. I don't like that bump. Alright, I'm getting too hot though. You know, let that cool off for a second. I gotta go down further. Trying to fix that little bump. Now, if you over melt this, it will fall apart on you. Then I'm going to go up again where the bend is. And I try to get on both sides. And I don't push down on this. I naturally just let it go on its own. But if you know it's warm enough, you can bend it down. Okay. Not long enough. Come on, oh. Okay, I'm crooked right in here. I can see that, so I'm going to try to just melt that a little bit more. I don't know what happened there. But we want it straight. We don't want it curvy. I need to get that hump down. Oh. Hot. Oh, I bent it again. Damn it. Okay. I'm gonna hold that for a minute. Just got this one little piece. So you can just bend, you can make these straight. You're just gonna have to play with your heat gun carefully, because like I said, you can break them if you overheat them. That piece is still melting. Now, could you imagine me watching me do all this and hand painting and all that? This video would have been days and days long. That's why I decided to go ahead and just do the train and then show you. Because like I said, it really wasn't a lot. Cutting foam strips, your piping for the windows, insulation, foam stuff, Dollar Tree candy canes, insulation board. I'm gonna go ahead and try to straighten that out. I gotta roll right. What's under there? Is that why it did? Oh, I bubbled up my mat from the heat. It bubbled. I'm like, why is that? That's why it did that. I don't usually do that on here. I can't believe I just did that. I usually take my cutting board and blow dry it on here. I literally just bubbled this white board that's on my table. Like, why is that sticking up? That's why I had that hump in there. It bubbled it. Look at that. There's a bubble. So try to get a board like this. So it did. That's why I kept getting the bends in it. I was like, why it didn't do this to any of the 16 I did. Let it cool down before you go ahead and work with this. You don't want it. It's still warm, so you don't want it to bend again. I do have a little hump right there, but and that's how you straighten out your candy canes. So that's how you get the bend. Okay, heat gun. And then I glue those all up the sides. I am going to walk you over really quick to show you one more thing with the tires. Because I forgot to show you that. And unfortunately, I don't know why. I thought you could turn around. So if you get dizzy, close your eyes. I'll let you know when to open them. Over here, I'm just going to grab one of these tires. This front piece. And I just got to... I'm sorry, I'm trying to look. Hold on, I gotta get my hair out of my way. I can't turn it around. Against... Oh my God, where am I? Right here is... I don't have anything flat to glue that tire to. So I stuck 3 toothpicks in this part. Can you see where I am? I can't see where I am. I had to move the train over. This little lip right here. I stuck 3 toothpicks in here along with hot glue. And then I stuck on the tire. Okay, so that's what's holding that front tire. That one, you're just the big giant tire, you can just glue on. It's the same size as the board. But I also took toothpicks and I came in inside the train and stuck them from the inside to the tire. Just make sure that they're not longer than your train. You don't want them to pop through your tire. Oh, I just moved it. This piece is not connected. Hold on, let me strip. Oh, I just pulled off my... Hold on. I'm sorry, I can't see. I can't turn it around. This is not connected. This is just pinned on because where am I? This piece right here, I just pinned. And I'll get Velcro and attach a piece of Velcro here and here because I didn't attach these 2 trains. They're just sitting next to each other, but I wanted them to look attached. So I just pinned it. But again, I'll find my Velcro. I'll glue on Velcro here and I glue on Velcro on the back of the tire or on the front of the tires and then on the back of this piece. And then when I'm done with it, I can just take that piece off. So that's how I did that. And the pin's coming out because I moved my train. But this back tire, because I did the candy canes, I did the candy cane around. The tire wasn't laying flat now. So all I did was paint a Dollar Tree disc, you know, just the edges red. And I stuck that all the way down to the top of my candy cane and I glued it. And then I glued my tire to this. And I stuck dowels, or I use toothpicks. I have kind of fat toothpicks. And then I glued that onto that. So there is a space. I don't know if you can see it. Because I wanted more secure for the back tire. So that's how I did that. All right, guys. I'm done. I hope you enjoyed the train. And I will see you guys later. If you have any questions, don't forget to always ask me. You can always ask. But it's so cute. I can't believe I can't turn my camera around. Ugh. I can't see what you're saying. I can't see what you're saying. But that's the whole train. My daughter thinks I need to do like 3 more cabooses, but she's crazy. All right, guys, I love you all. And if you have any questions, let me know. Again, everything will be in the descriptions below the video. I think I showed you everything. All right, I love you guys. Bye. All right, guys, I'm forward. I just wanted to show you that again because I don't feel like I couldn't see what I was showing you. down here on this lip, I stuck the toothpicks in here, and then a lot of hot glue, and then I stuck those toothpicks into the tire to hold it, because there's nothing flat here to really hold that tire. So I wanted to show you that. This trim right here is this right here from Hobby Lobby. It's like flat. Okay. Again, I'll have all descriptions in for you. Also, remember I said this piece had the black around it, so I could see that, and that's why I did the trim on that piece. This is a little heavy. I tried to use everything lightweight, and I knew I had lighter ones, and I found them when I was going through Christmas, but I already had that glued on. But you could also use these. They come in a pack on Amazon. I'll put both descriptions in there for you for these ones and that one. This is my T-square that I cut all my big foam pieces with. That's what I cut this train down with. But again, if I don't expect you guys to go buy this. I mean, if you work with that insulation board a lot, you should, because it really helps you to keep a straight line. But again, you're just going to take it and mark with your pencil all the way down and follow the ruler to get your cuts nice and straight. And you're going to do a lot of sanding. Also, on the drum, when I first gave you the measurements, remember it was 2 circles and then the cardboard. That's not even glued on. It's literally stuck. It's not stuck. I can pull it off, but I don't need to. It's not moving. I didn't have to glue it because I did end up having, I gave you those dimensions in the beginning. I ended up having to sand that round circle down. I had to take off the cardboard, re-sand the circles to make them a little smaller, because once I put that lip on, it wouldn't fit. And then once I did this white 1-inch trim, it still wouldn't fit, but then I just kept turning the drum and I got it to squeeze in there, and I just wailed on it to push it back. Now you do see it's not flush, and I should fix that, but I'm like, no, I'm not messing with it. So I would do your windows first and then measure to make sure your drum fits in there, okay? Because mine was a certain size and fit, but then once I added that lip and the 1-inch foam around here, it wasn't fitting. And I just I sanded it down at first for the lip here, and it fit. But then once I put that 1-inch ribbon foam thing on, it wasn't fitting, and I just kind of wailed it in there. I just kept turning it until it fit and just pushed it in. But I do have a little space. It does sort of bother me. I could shove like something underneath it to lift that front up, but it's fine. I'm just going to leave it alone. Now that piece I do glue on, because this is one piece. So I did glue those on. This piece, this is glued. That piece is not, because that is not attached to the main train. So like I said, I'm going to Velcro the tire and the back of that long piece, and then I can pull it on and off each year. So it looks like it's one piece. And I really hope I can upload this little video, because a lot of times when I'm uploading multiple videos, if it's a short 5-minute video, it will not go in there for me. But I didn't like how I was recording the other way. I couldn't see what I was doing. It would not let me flip. Again, I wrapped empty presents. One of my presents just came undone. That comes with special sticky dots, and I don't know where the sticky dots went. I think I let Kayla use them, and she never gave them back. And tape doesn't really hold that paper together. But that's the back of the train. Oh, and I also, so remember in the beginning when I was showing you all my cuts, we did that board right here. Or that, well, this is to the box, but the same with the train. We built, and I brought it in. I still thought it was too low, and you can see it. I shoved the insulation board. I cut down pieces and glued them underneath it to bring up my train higher. So make sure, if I just cut this piece longer, it would have been tall enough. But I wanted it taller, so I just stuck stuff underneath it, and I did the same to the front. To make it off the ground more. I wanted it up a little higher, and I already had it glued down. So I was like, we'll just shove something underneath to bring it up higher. All right, guys, I just wanted to go over it with you one more time. I'm going to show you a side view. It's so cute. I'm so happy I did this. That's the front. Again, I don't have all the tires on it. I'm actually painting the one now. I just got to finish putting the 2 tires on, and she's done. All right, guys, I love you. And again, if you have any questions, just leave me in comments your question, and I will answer them and try to help you out as best as I can in case I forgot to show you something. I'm like, did I show them everything? I think I did. All right. I love you guys. Bye.